Would they run through a wall for you? I'm sure you've heard that phrase before. Yeah, I would run through the wall for him. Or I, I know for sure there are players, especially in my lifetime, that said this about other coaches. Yeah, I'd run through a wall for him. And I was just thinking about like what would make a player want to run through a wall for a coach? Is it because the coach had this fiery personality, or was it this coach who had this incredible legacy of X's and O's? Was it this coach who had so many championships? And looking back on it, there's one coach who's a mentor in my life. We call him Coach Mo. And I think about the players that played for him and what they said about him. You know, he cried a lot. They talked about his tenderness towards them. No one made fun of that. You know, Jesus was the lion and the lamb. You know, he was the lamb that was slain before the foundation of the world. He is the Lion of Judah. And we always want Jesus to be this roaring lion. But truthfully, he was the lamb. And what are lambs? They're tender. And they run in herds. They need to be together. And Jesus had 12. And more importantly, in the end, had 3. And what I just felt really strongly today that I want coaches to hear is, I tried to be the lion all the time. Like this roaring lion. I was thinking about a practice before a tournament game, and the guys weren't going hard enough, and one of my best players was kind of going through the motions, and I kicked a chair. I think I even threw a chair, to be honest, if I remember correctly. I'm sure they would laugh at it if they see this video. And now looking back on it, would that group run through a wall for me? Maybe it's to some degree, but like, would they have done immensely more if I was tender like Jesus? If I was merciful like Jesus? If they knew without a shadow of a doubt I loved them unconditionally like Jesus? Not the conditions of how hard they were playing in the moment or what they were supposed to be doing that they weren't doing, but that I literally would do anything for them to feel the love of Jesus. That at that moment they were giving their very best for him, because that's really all God requires of us, is that we give him our very best. And I've said this before, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I stand on this, even with my own son. If 80 is your best, it's your best. If 85 is your best, if 75 is I'm just giving you my best. I tell this to my son all the time. In fact, he cold-blooded checked me on the golf course 3 days ago. He was like, "Dad, why are you upset over that shot? Was that your very best?"